Hi everybody. So this reading is in honor of accessing your inner strength. So right now I have had a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of clients, a lot of people that are in my Facebook group, online, sharing that they're just really stressed. They're overwhelmed. They feel the energy of what's going on in the world and what's going on just in their local community. And it can definitely be overwhelming. So something that Spirit always wants us to be able to do is number one, trust and surrender. And number two, tap into our personal power. Because we as spiritual beings, we have an impact on everything that goes on around us. And we most certainly are in charge of managing our own personal energetic levels, okay? And if this is something that's new for you, then this reading is really gonna help you out, okay? So what you're about to see are 6 different piles of cards. On top, you'll notice that each one of the top cards is a different color or pattern because they're all from a different deck. And each one of those cards is a different card that represents strength from those particular decks. I pulled these cards in honor of understanding what strength what will give you guys strength, okay? So whatever pile you choose, you're going to find in there that there will be one archetype card. This is a pattern of thinking and behaving and taking action in ways that will empower you, okay? So you're gonna get one piece of advice from Spirit of how to think and act that will make you feel stronger and be able to manage yourself better, feel more confident, less stressed, okay? You're going to get some messages from the spirits coming through in terms of mindsets, beliefs, and thoughts that are going to empower you. So this reading is all about building up your power. All right, so I'm gonna show you what these piles look like, and you're just going to simply choose what you're drawn to. You could be drawn to more than one. You'll notice in the description box below that there will be numbered timestamps. So if you choose pile number 2, look down beneath this video, click that little down arrow, you're gonna see my description, and you're gonna see a link for pile number 2. And if you click that, it'll jump you right to that part of the video. Okay, so you might wanna take notes as you listen to your reading. Be open to what comes through. There's going to be a healing mantra for you that you're gonna probably wanna pause and write down. There are definitely going to be messages in these piles that are going to help you manage your stress, feel better, probably sleep better, and really tap into strengths that you already have, okay? So sometimes the chaos of the world distracts us from who we really are. So let these messages today kind of recenter you and refocus you and allow your spirit and your energy to be more grounded. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and take a look at your piles right now. Okay, so for those of you that chose pile number 1, I'm just going to show you your strength card. So take a good look. This is one of, my favorite strength cards. This is from the Tarot Grand Luxe. It's my favorite deck of tarot. And in this deck, she is card number 8, okay? So the strength card, really, if you look, it is this woman and she is there with this lion, and obviously a lion represents power and ferociousness and aggression, but yet this beautiful feminine energy is able to tame the lion just by being herself, because this is Spirit's message that we have a strength within inside us that doesn't require tremendous force. It doesn't require us to overpower. It requires us to tap into who we are on a very deep level. And when we're tapped into soul and we're letting Spirit guide us, the earthly conflicts and challenges that show up in our life are manageable. And that's what this reading is all about, okay? So we're gonna go through, and I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, okay? So you have the archetype coming through of student. Now this archetype is about how to think and behave. These are patterns of behavior and patterns of action right now and thoughts that are going to help you as you go through whatever this current moment is in your life. No matter what is stressing you out, this is a message from Spirit that by taking on the mentality of being a learner, being a student, it's going to serve you, which means you're going to be open to learning something new. You're going to be open to new perspectives. You're going to be open to new ideas, all right? The light attributes are humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Humility is important because sometimes we limit ourselves as human beings. We operate from a place of ego, and we like to say to, ourselves and to others that we know what's going on. We see everything clearly. Like, we can predict the ending of things. We got this, right? But that's really ego. We want to be humble, and we want to understand that in any given moment, when we're open and humble and we understand that there are things that are divinely orchestrated that we can't predict, and that we really actually have such a teeny tiny understanding of where we're currently at. We might perceive a situation as one particular thing. We might perceive a relationship in our life as just, whoever this person is, like your mother, or let's say your mother, okay? And maybe things aren't easy with your mother, but she's your mother, and you just kind of just take that at face value, okay? And you deal with your mother, and maybe you've had a rocky history, or maybe not. But in reality, what you don't understand in the big picture of that relationship are all of the moments that dealing with your mom and any rocky things actually was teaching you major parts of who you are, okay? So there's so many bigger things happening that we don't see. As humans, we have a very limited perspective. So you're really being called to be a student and be open. Now, the shadow warning that comes with this is arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, an unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So this is a really important message of whatever you figure out as you become more open right now, and you become more in tune with recognizing what you're picking up on, recognizing what you're learning, getting information given to you. This can be in an inside intuitive level of learning in terms of how you're handling things in life, relationships, situations. This could also be a legitimate, concrete learning type of receptivity where you're learning, you're in school, you are a student. We're all students of life, okay? We don't want to be warned. Like right now, I'm just going to take the example because we're dealing with the coronavirus. We don't want to take the government's warnings of social distancing lightly. We want to heed that. We want to be humble and say, okay, despite the fact that I really miss my friends and I'm lonely and bored, I'm going to not be selfish. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to be open to the idea that there is a higher purpose for everything that's going on, and I'm not going to operate selfishly. I'm going to learn how to open my mind and trust that I am a part of something much bigger, and I'm going to trust how that goes. So we're going to be open to learning new perspectives. Now, your mantra card, your healing mantra that came through, is all about resolving anger. Everybody, each pile got a mantra card, and each one of those mantras that came through are about healing unhealed emotions. So what and who are you still angry at? Is it a recent situation? Is it a past situation? Is it 25 years old? What is going on in your body where you are harboring anger? Our emotions remain in our body until we process them and heal them, especially the negative ones, okay? What happens is chemicals get released in our brain. Those chemicals flow to our body, and they stay. They lock on to certain sites in our body. And on a spiritual level, it's tied to our 7 chakras just along our spine. It all lines up. And when we have emotions that we have have experienced, but we never dealt with, we never confronted them, especially anger. So a lack of forgiveness, resentment, the emotions that come with traumatic experiences or things that we perceive as unfair, people that have wronged us, those emotions don't leave our energetic field or our body until we deal with them, okay? So it's pretty easy as human beings to hold stuff against each other, right? Nobody is perfect. Everybody messes up. And frankly, lots of people operate from selfish standpoints, ourselves included, okay? So we need to kind of have the perspective of holding on to anger doesn't serve us. So the mantra that comes with this card says, conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. So take a step back. If there is a conflict going on in your life, if there's a relationship that triggers you, if there's somebody in your life that just causes you a ton of stress, you're definitely being told to take a step back because it's draining your energy. It's draining your life force. When you're mulling things over in your head and you're all up in there being mad, replaying scenarios, replaying the story, wishing you could rewrite the story a certain way, you are just cycling those emotions through. And those are toxic emotions to your body. It's going to lower your immune system. It's going to lower how you function. It drains your energy. It lowers your vibration. It's very, very damaging. So the first step to healing anger is to back off from it. Stop thinking about it. Don't engage. Don't engage in arguments with the person if they're a current person in your life or a current situation. Distance yourself, okay? So, take the time, and like, not to be funny, but we're getting the whole social distancing thing going on anyway. So we all need to take a step back. We're getting that message loud and clear from spirit, from the earth and from above. The message is coming through about distancing ourselves and allowing things to settle and heal. Now you are getting the number 30, grasshopper spirit. This is your animal medicine. Take a leap of faith. So if there's something that's been on your heart that you've been mulling over, you've wanted to do, maybe it does have something to do with being a student. Maybe there's some kind of dream that you would like to pursue, something that you want to learn. Go for it. Okay. Spirit is saying that if there is something that's been in your heart, a desire that you've had, an idea, it doesn't require anybody else's approval. If your soul is calling you in a certain direction, spirit is validating this and is saying, go for it. Notice that it's the number 30, which in numerology reduces to a 3 because 3 plus 0 is 3. And 3 is the vibration of learning, okay? So you're really kind of getting this validation that there is something that's going to grow you. You are definitely in a prime moment to be grown and to learn something new. And it's something that matters to your heart, because notice that your student and your grasshopper are both shades of green, which is the color of the heart chakra. So there's something that you need to be open to receiving because it's going to be so good for you. It's going to heal you. You're getting the message from your spirit guide is coming through, possess self-confidence. So do not allow self-doubt to mess you up. Spirit is saying you got this, okay? Take the leap of faith. If you have something that you really want to do and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough money to do it, or will I have the time to do it, or am I smart enough to learn this? Am I going to be successful? What will happen if? And you have all these what ifs in your head. Spirit is saying, go for it. Your vibe that this is something that's important to you is accurate. Trust your soul. You are going to be successful. You have everything you need to be successful. You have what it takes. So don't doubt yourself. Now you are getting the striving card coming up. This is from the Wild Offering deck. These are prayer cards. So I'm going to read this to you. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. You've got to trust. You have to not push things and just really be open to being guided, okay? So you are not in charge of how everything goes all the time. You're going to get signs. You're going to get these moments where, you might get invitations. You might get that perfect email at the right time that's in alignment with what you were considering doing. Spirit is always guiding you. You don't have to force things. You don't have to make things happen. You also don't have to avoid things. Let spirit guide each moment of your day. It takes trust and it takes surrender. Now, you are getting the number 42. Your final card is Chop Wood. So this is interesting, right? Because the striving card, sorry, that's my dog hacking after he licks himself. That's so gross. You're getting the striving card, which is really a message about surrendering to spirit and going with the flow and understanding that spirit's going to guide you. But you're also getting the Chop Wood card. This is about taking action. So you're really being told right now that there's something that you have to learn. There's some way that you need to be grown. And you do have to take the action steps. You do have to take some effort and do the things that you got to do. Maybe it's sign up for the course. Maybe it's just do some research on what your options are for something. If it's, if your goal is to go somewhere, to move somewhere, to make changes in your life, be open to learning right now what those changes should be. If you are like everybody else in the world right now, you're probably in social distancing lockdown. This is the perfect time to do your research and figure things out for yourself, okay? So you're not going to strive and you're not going to push, but you are going to do your due diligence, because when we take action, spirit meets us in the middle, okay? So overall, you are getting definitely the message here. Your strength message coming through is definitely the fact that your strength and your confidence and your growth is going to come from you really focusing inside yourself really focusing on what's going to benefit you right now, what is on your heart, you're going to start to pursue that now. So you're going to look up the information, you're going to make the phone calls, you're going to take the steps, you're going to sign up for something, and you're going to have self-confidence when you do it. And anybody, remember, anybody, this anger card, anybody who triggers you, who really drains your energy, makes you sad, self-doubt, feel lack of self-confidence, confront something, throw something in your face that brings you down, Spirit's saying, you don't have time for that. You only want to focus on yourself right now, because this is a heart chakra healing moment for you. So your strength is going to come from focusing on your heart, following your heart, being open and humble to learning, and learning the process as you go. Because this whole process, this chop wood idea, this is a process. This is taking steps, and you grow every step of the way. You wind up understanding yourself and learning things about yourself from these steps. Okay, this whole process of chopping wood is putting in the work, because this is where the awesome parts of you show up. The skills come out that you didn't even know you had. So it's not the end result of what this goal is for you guys. It's the process along the way. So don't assume that you know it all. Don't assume that you know how it's going to turn out. Really be open and humble. And that's where your strength is going to lie, guys. This is where anything that's stressing you out, this is where your focus needs to be, because the stuff that's stressing you out, remove it. Don't give it attention. So I wish you all the best. So much good luck to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please hit subscribe. I would love to hear your comments below. I wish you all the best. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay, hi, pile number 2 people. So your card, your pile looked like this, okay? This is the one that you chose, and this top one is your strength card. So you have the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot strength card coming through, and you can see she is a goddess energy. That is, her hand is in the mouth of the lion. She's taming the lion using her energy. Notice the infinity symbol above her head. This is representative of the idea of, as human beings, working and co-creating with spirit, really being in touch with the inner power that we have. And that's what this reading is all about. It's about thinking of yourself and operating from a place of grounded energy, empowerment, confidence, and assurity, okay? So that means that we have to tap in. And just because you are getting this particular strength card with the yellow and the orange, these colors really represent your sacral and your solar plexus chakras, okay? So this, for you, there's an element in this reading that has to do with creativity and having self-confidence with that. And then interestingly enough, your archetype card is the dilettante. So an archetype is a behavior pattern, a pattern of thoughts. It's kind of like a personality trait or an aspect of ourselves that, in this situation, the reason that I pull it is because I asked Spirit, what energy do the people who are going to view this pile number 2, what energy do these people need to tap into and utilize that will empower them, lift them up, build them up, ground their energy, really help them feel better than where they are right now, okay? And so you guys got the dilettante, which this is delighting in the arts without having to be professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuit. So this is really about being creative, which goes hand in hand with your strength card right now. This is about accessing your creativity. It's about trusting that what you create is important for you. So if you're somebody who likes to do crafts or art, paint, drawing, it doesn't even matter, but you're definitely being told that you want to access your creativity. So whether it's writing, singing, whatever creative means for you, you're being told that when you tap in and be creative right now, this is actually going to help balance your energy. The shadow of this is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So just be warned. Don't act like, while you might be really good at crafting and you might really love all different sorts of things, don't necessarily assume that you're an expert in everything. That's kind of the warning that comes with this archetype is be humble and love what you do, but you don't have to make other people feel like you know everything about it. I don't know if that pertains to you or not, but that is that's the flip side of the archetype, because every archetype does have a flip side. But you're really definitely being told to use your creativity right now, that the time that you spend creating and focusing on things that light you up, things that really you can get immersed in, things that could be therapeutic for you, that's going to help you right now, okay? Now, your healing mantra is in the category of rewiring the nervous system, right? So our nervous system is our brain, our thoughts, and the signals that it sends to the rest of our body, okay? So I find strength in surviving my traumas. So I'm getting a vibe that for those of you watching, there might be an aspect of creativity that's going to help you heal. Now, here's the deal. This coronavirus thing is keeping everybody inside. It's making us separate from each other. It's putting a pause button on our normal life and our daily schedules. And there's a reason for that on a metaphysical level, okay? A lot will come of this moment in time for everybody individually. We will all wind up, kind of coming to some realizations. We might come to some new understandings about things. Our perspectives might shift. Our priorities are going to shift. It is an absolute necessity to work on healing ourselves right now. We're being given this moment to heal. And that might not be a normal conversation in your household or where you come from or in your belief system. But what happens as a human being is we experience things from the time we're born to right now, this very moment. People have hurt us, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. We've had experiences that have created beliefs about ourselves, right? We've learned things about ourselves. We think we're really good at some things, really not good at other things, or terrible at other things. We believe things to be true about ourselves. When you're getting a card that says, I find strength in surviving my traumas, I'm getting an idea that you probably have some history of things that have hurt you and things that you've struggled with, right? So belief systems that you experienced certain things in your life that then created a belief about yourself. And spirit is letting you know that you, number one, need to tap into your creativity and that your strength comes from that. So I have a feeling that whatever type of creativity you're really tapping into, it's going to be something that somehow leads you on a path to healing. It's going to open you up to opportunities where you're going to learn more things about yourself. You're going to start to feel better. The activity in itself might be healing. It might be like a meditative type of therapeutic, creative process for you. It could potentially be, a specific creativity that actually does facilitate healing, like art therapy, okay? So whatever this means for you, because this is a general reading, being creative is really important. Developing your self-confidence is really important, and understanding that process is actually healing old wounds that have to be healed. The time has come. Now you're getting the canary spirit, sing your own song. So this, again, with this yellow bird, there's something that has made you doubt yourself. There's something that's happened in your life that maybe you don't feel as confident in yourself from. Maybe you've had relationships that have made you have self-doubt. There's something here that the universe is saying to you, no, like, own who you are. You have, you're a beautiful soul. You have an energy to put out into the world. Don't silence yourself. Don't deny yourself the joy of what you want to do or what you want to put out into the world, okay? So if, maybe your creativity has something to do with music, by the way. If it does have something to do with music, total validation, pursue it. But whether it's music or not, we make our music in our own way. It doesn't have to be music. It's just our soul showing up in the world. It's our personality. It's our loves and it's our joys. It's the vibration we put off when we're being in alignment with who we are. So that's a really awesome message. And you are getting focus on the positive. This is your spirit message coming through. Focus on the positive. Keep your mind truly centered on the things that are good in your life, the relationships, the things that you have. What are you grateful for? Because right now you're definitely being told that there is something in you that needs to come out. So don't give attention to the naysayers or to the negative memories that you might hold of people who have hurt you, of moments where people have made you doubt yourself or make you, really question things about yourself. Now is the time to be going inside. What is it that you want to do? What do you want to create? What lights your fire? What is your, what is something that, even if this means, you might be sitting here thinking, but I don't have anything that I want to create. I'm not into arts and crafts. I'm not into any particular talents. I don't have this, right? Follow what makes you curious. Follow what you've always wanted to know about, or you've always been interested in. Maybe you're interested in other people's creative abilities. Follow it. okay? So you're following your heart, guys. You're following your instincts. You are getting the True Love prayer card from the Wild Offering deck, so I am going to read this to you. Your wholeness and safety lies within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. Okay, so if you need to end a relationship because in a relationship that you've been in or a connection that you've had up to this point has been really stressful for you, they've been potentially abusive emotionally, mentally, physically, however that's transpired. You've had somebody in your life that has stressed you out. It hasn't been a healthy relationship. This is a card about understanding that your connection to yourself is what opens up the path to connecting with other people, okay? So when you focus within and when you get really balanced and you develop that self-love, okay, when you're really tapped into your own inner strength and you're being the creator that you were born to be and you are singing your own song, you're writing, you're painting, you're doing whatever it is that fits you and you're truly in the energy of joy while you do so, the healing that's going to happen is going to be raising your vibration, which is then going to create space for a healthy relationship, okay? And the thing is, you're also getting more validation with the number 9 card coming through of Treasure Island. What you're looking for is on its way. So you're getting true love and Treasure Island. The relationship and the connection that you're longing for is coming, but you have to do your inner work, okay? So you're going to be focusing on yourself, just know that this sea turtle is like bringing the treasure. This is in the flow, but sea turtles, like, they're not that fast, I don't think. I mean, maybe they swim faster, but when I think of a turtle, I think of slow movement. But in the flow of energy, in the flow of life, in the flow of knowing that the universe is bringing to you what your heart desires, but you have to do your own part, okay? So Spirit is letting you know you're going to tap into your creative energy. You're going to access your inner strength. You are going to be very true to who you are. You're going to sing your own song. You're going to follow the stuff that lights you up. You're going to focus on the good stuff in your life and the joy that singing your own song brings. The joy of pursuing your passions brings you. And once you shift that energy and you heal these old traumas, you break these old patterns, okay? Remember, this is rewiring the nervous system. This is a big deal because the science of our brain, you have to understand we have neural pathways, okay? So when we think the same thought over and over and over again, we make a well-worn pathway. That's why we can walk and talk and do all the things that we do without ever having to think about it first, because we have this pathway that's an instant signal. That's the same with habitual thoughts about ourselves, decisions that we make, the way that we choose our friends, choose our relationships, the self-sabotage habits that we have. These are all neural pathways of habits that have to get rewired, right? So you are going to use this mantra, I find strength in surviving my traumas, to rewire your brain to be tapped into the strength. I mean, can you handle it? Strength and strength. I find strength in surviving my traumas. Tap into your strength. Rewire your brain to recognize the strength that you have and the amazingness of you. Because when you do recreate new thought patterns about yourselves and new beliefs about yourself, the love and that joy and the stuff that you're looking for, it's going to be here because you'll have made space for it. When we get rid of trauma, when we heal past experiences and moments in our life, memories and emotions that are lodged in our bodies, when we heal that, we have new room for the new to come in. And you have new coming in, but you got to make the space for it. So you're going to be creative. You're going to own who you are and love who you are. Focus on all the good and really try to start to rewire the thoughts in the brain. So if you have thoughts of I'm not good enough because of trauma in the past, then you're going to replace that with thoughts of I am whole and perfect the way that I am. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of belonging. I am worthy of connection. You're going to start to replace and rewire the thoughts in your brain that are no longer serving you, because Spirit says it is time for new joy and love to come into your life. Make some space, change up what's been going on, and you're going to do it by being authentically you, by singing your song, being creative, doing your thing. And that is it. I wish you all the best. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I think it's a beautiful reading. I got awesome messages. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please hit subscribe. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Best of luck. Hi, pile number 3, people. Okay, so this was the pile that you chose. All right. And you have your strength card is from the Energy Oracle deck. And you have one of my most favorite strength cards ever. She is the Angel of Strength. She's the number 50 in this deck, and I just love her. She is one of, funny story about this card. I once saw this image of this particular card on Pinterest years ago. Her face, her badass strength face with that lion in front of her, this angel of absolute fierceness, just spoke to me. And I screenshot it and I took the picture, I put it as my wallpaper on my phone because she inspired such a feeling of strength inside my own heart. Years later, I got this deck, and as I was going through it and getting familiar with the cards, here she was. She had finally shown up. I had always wondered what deck she was from, could never find it, and then randomly, I did wind up ordering a deck that had her card, and I didn't even know it. She's a badass strength angel, okay? She is a powerful angel of strength totem, all right? So your archetype card that's coming through is the Father archetype. So this is about tapping in, when I pull these archetype cards, this is a message of what behavior patterns, thought patterns, and actions, what energy should you be using that's going to empower you the most? The Father archetype is a really interesting one, and this doesn't have to just be for males. This is about, the light attributes of the Father, talent for creating and supporting life, a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. This is a leadership card. Okay, so this is a provider card. It's a leadership card. It's a nurturing energy. The Father is a beautiful, beautiful energy that represents that stability, that home safety, right? That providing all the needs are being met. The Father is the one who, typically in our culture for thousands of years now, is the idea of being that provider for the family, okay? Now, the shadow is dictatorial control or abusive authority. So the warning that always comes with the Father archetype is that don't be, abusive. Don't abuse your power. Don't abuse your leadership. Don't mistreat the people that you take care of, okay? But this is about taking care of people. This is about really being a guiding light, using your wisdom to show the way. So that's the strength that you're going to be leaning into right now. You are receiving the healing mantra in regards to processing grief. All right. And it says, my losses prove how deeply I loved. So you're really getting this energy here. Interestingly enough, let's just look at the similarities in the colors. We have the blues and the browns, right? So we have this idea of emotions and being rooted and stable. This healing mantra indicates to me that you are dealing with sadness and you are dealing with some grief maybe. I don't know if it's recent grief or if it's older and it's just really just been something that's hard for you. But to reshift, and reshape your thought process around the idea of loss and the sense of loss being a testament to what you're capable of in terms of love, okay? If this loss is in relationship to a father figure for you, or somehow related to, your immediate family and whatever makeup that might be, love can't stop. Love is how we heal. Love is the entire point of everything. So we don't want to withhold that. And even in times of grief. The animal spirit card that is coming up here is the starfish spirit, being open to infinite possibility. All right. So you're getting, and by the way, I'm just going to throw this out here because with the numerology of tarot and oracle cards, then the angel of strength is the number 5, right? She's the number 50, but that reduces down to a 5. Typically in the tarot, the deck of the tarot, the 5 of cups is the grief card. Okay. And now you're getting the number 59. You're getting a lot of 5s showing up here. But you're also the number 59, while it is indicating, so the 5s in the tarot really kind of are always turning point moments of a little bit of challenge. But then the 9 showing up in this card and with the message of being open to infinite possibility is also in regards to the closing of a chapter. A 9 is, in the tarot, the 0 through 10 is like a chapter. It's like a moment in time. So when we're at a 9, we're almost at the end of that moment. So I feel like you've been dealing with some heavy emotions. You've been dealing with loss, maybe dealing with sadness, dealing with maybe some hopelessness. I feel like there's just a lot that's weighed you down. Maybe it's been really hard for you to be a positive guiding light because you've really felt disenchanted with things or discouraged. Your emotions have really been heavy on you, okay? But Spirit is saying when you be open to infinite possibility, things are going to change. There is going to be a shift ahead into more joy and happiness and positive in a positive direction. You're also getting the Spirit message, take responsibility for your actions. So if there's anything that you have, you're like all greens and browns here in these cards. Whatever is hurting your heart, okay? If there's guilt, if there is regret, you're definitely getting a message of that the healing that has to happen, okay? And I've been telling this to every reading. Right now, the entire world is on hold. We're all on pause. We're all being told, stay in your homes. Do not move until this is all done. Well, what happens when we have to stay inside on a physical level? We wind up staying inside on a metaphysical level too. We do a lot of soul searching. It might bring up a lot of emotions. I think maybe for the people watching this particular video, there is some emotion tied to this that you're struggling with. Sadness and loss, and maybe you feel concerned about your role in how things have happened, or maybe you've been avoiding some of your own responsibility because of your emotions. Whatever's going on, the message here is that you are to be a provider, you are to be a nurturer, you are to be a leader. You have to take responsibility for your actions. You have to step up. Even if things feel really hopeless, or you think to yourself, I can't picture where things are headed, or I don't know how it's going to work out, or I don't have belief. Spirit's saying you need to be open. You need to open up your mind because there's so much more to life that you're not allowing in right now, and you have to. So you are getting this direction prayer card coming up now, and I'm going to read this to you. Lord, please show me the right action right now. Taking responsibility for your actions. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. So this is about getting clarity on decisions that you need to make. So if you are really struggling with trying to figure out what you should be doing in a certain situation, or, making decisions for your family, you're really having to tap in to this strength. You're really having to dig deep because you yourself are wounded, and it makes it hard to lead others when you're wounded. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't look at these cards. Once I deal them all out, I do it face down. I do not look at them. You're getting the number 5, orphaned, from my Oracle deck, the Wisdom of the Oracle. It told you 5s really represent struggle. It's all up in your reading, okay? I'm so sorry that you've been going through such a hard time. And you're getting the orphaned card. So you're really struggling with a sense of loneliness and feeling like you're all on your own, like the weight of this is on your shoulders. But you're being told, like Spirit is like, no, you're not doing it alone, okay? We're surrounding you. You have everything you need inside your soul to get through this moment. You need to be who you're supposed to be right now, okay? Yes, there's sadness. And I get a sense here that you would absolutely love to change some things that have happened if you could. But understand that while you're healing and while you're dealing with the emotions that come, with this sadness and this sense of loss, you're also being told to step up into your power, because now is the time for you to do that. People need you. You have people in your life that need you, okay? And you certainly, especially if you're a parent, you don't want to make your own children feel lost or alone, right? Even if that's how you're feeling. There is going to be a shift. There is going to be a shift in terms of how you feel. So you're not alone. Spirit loves you. Spirit is always around you. But it seems to be like in a moment where you've really just been so down that it's really been hard for you to see the light up ahead. So you definitely have to pray. You have to do whatever work. This direction prayer is all about owning the idea and being upfront of, I don't know what direction to take. Please give me the strength. Pray for the grace that Spirit will constantly lead your choices one step at a time. You don't need to have the end ahead of you. You don't need to have every step planned out. You take step number 1, stop, think where you're at. Okay, step number 2, you do it one decision at a time, all right? And ask for spirit support. Your angels are totally around you. This is, this starfish, it is not always going to be this hard. It is not always going to be this hard. But you have to just get through this moment in time. You're going to vibe up out of it. You're going to grow through it. It is not always going to be this hard. Okay? So tap into that nurturing, supportive father energy. This is the strength that you need right now. This is the strength that's going to propel you in the direction that you need to move to get through these emotions. All right? And remember, we're all inside right now to heal and to process. There's a divine order to what's happening. You have to focus on these emotions in this situation, whatever this is, however this is packaged in your life. This is what Spirit is saying, and it's going to be for your benefit, and you're going to come through it. Okay? So I wish you so much luck and love. I don't really have anything to say other than thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best, and God bless you. Okay, hi, pile number 4. So this was the pile that you chose. You have this black and white snakeskin pattern strength card, and here is what it looks like. Okay, this is from the Wild Unknown Tarot. And you can see this is an awesome line drawing sketch of the lion with the rose in its mouth, with the infinity symbol on its forehead, and the sun shining down. So this is like a total Leo card to me always, and all about the idea of we are so blessed. Okay, so this strength that this particular illustration of strength, because each card on each pile is a different illustration, and this card to me is really representative of how blessed you are, how Spirit is constantly shining down on you, and how connected you are, because we all have the ability to work with Spirit. And that infinity symbol on the lion's forehead is really, that's what that represents. It represents the connection of human and spirit. Okay, it's being who we are, working with Spirit to co-create, understanding the power that lies within the soul that you are. Okay, and then that rose in its mouth is really just an element of the sensitive side, right? That lion doesn't have to be ferocious. That lion can be gentle. Strength does not require aggression. Okay, so we're going to pull now. So you received in your archetype, this is really interesting, you got the hedonist. So Spirit is saying you need to tap into your hedonistic energy, and this is going to make you feel stronger and lift you up. Okay, so it inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. So you are really to feel good right now. Spirit is saying you've got to focus on eating things that make your senses happy, doing things that make your senses happy, like really be in your body, really enjoy the physical, sensory information that comes in. This is how you have to be focusing on this idea of enjoying your day in each moment that you can, enjoying the feel of the, soft textures on your skin, being in your bed and being all cozy and comfortable, watching things that delight you, watching shows and movies that make you happy, right? The flip side, the shadow of this, is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health or indulges at the expense of others. So don't mess with your health right now in terms of the way you partake in joy and pleasure, okay? So don't drink too much alcohol or have a crazy amount of sugar if that's not good for you. Don't do things, although you're supposed to be tapping into joy, don't do it to the point where it's actually going to hurt you. Okay, so we'll keep going. So you have demystifying the darkness is your healing mantra category. So demystifying the darkness, figuring things out. Your mantra says, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Okay, so since we're talking about shadow with our healing mantra, we are going to pay a little bit more attention to the shadow of the hedonist. If you do things that are self-sabotage behaviors, if you do eat the wrong foods when you should be on a special diet, if you just go a little bit too far with things, you're being called to figure out why, okay? So when we do anything that's self-sabotage, there's something there that we are avoiding facing. Now is the time to face the reasons why we do certain things, okay? So if we have addictions, or we have, and addictions doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be addictive habits. It could be things that mess us up, ways of thinking, patterns of behavior. I feel like you're being warned to really think why. Why do you do what you do, okay? Why does anybody do anything that they know isn't really good for them? Like, are we masking unhappiness? Are we trying to distract ourselves from unhappiness? Are we trying to check out from pain? Are we, is there some type of, if we're overeating, is there some type of a lack problem happening where we're fearful we won't always have what we need? What is, there's so many things that we as human beings do that hurt ourselves. We self-sabotage. So I think you're being called to check that out right now in this moment in time. And then you're getting the number 20, the animal spirit card that's coming in for you is the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. So you don't have to pick one. You can have all, okay? So with this, sometimes this hedonistic archetype shows up because you think you have to choose between joy or not joy, right? Or pleasure, no pleasure. Like it's like that all or nothing mentality. I'm going to eat this box of cookies in one sitting because I shouldn't be having any, right? So instead of like that in between healthy balance, it's like that all or nothing mentality. So spirit is calling you to think that you can have the pleasure that's also balanced and not going to hurt you. You can do the things, but not to a way that's really going to hurt you, okay? And it doesn't make you bad. This and that are true. You're a soul that is beautiful and of the light, and you're a human that's managing all the things that come with the human ego and the stresses of this life, okay? We can have this situation, this and that are true. We can have the coronavirus keeping us inside the house, but we can also have increased connection and health and joy. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be that this virus is here and now everything is awful, okay? So we can have a balance of everything. We'll come back to that. You're getting told to be yourself. So we're not going to hide. We're not going to try and please other people by changing aspects of who we are. You can own who you are, right? So now when we think about this and that are true, if you have somebody in your life that's making you feel like parts of you don't fit and that like, you should look like this list right here. Like you should be this, 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 and this. You should, if you have this title and you're this age and you're this gender and this is your situation in life, here's how you should act and behave. Here's what you should care about. No, you can be all of it and then some. You can be whoever you are supposed to be. You do not have to choose between aspects of who you are, okay? So if there are aspects of who you are that other people might make you feel bad about, or maybe you're just doing it to yourself. Maybe you're all up in your own head thinking like, oh my God, like I'm supposed to be this, or I'm supposed to act like this or like this. And I'm over here though. And that's, people are going to think that I'm weird, or people are going to think something negative about me. Spirit's saying, no, have your balance. Be who you are in every single way. Okay. So, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. If there are parts of you that you feel ashamed about, guys, Spirit's saying, no. Love on those parts. Love on the parts of yourself that actually make you feel bad. Okay. Because that's where the love does need to go. The only reason you might feel bad about yourself is because the world has told you you're supposed to fit into, these certain parameters. That's just not right though. Okay. You are a massive being in this, having this human experience, and there's nothing wrong with you. You are made from the divine energy, from the divine creator. You are a part of God. All right. So instead of living in shame or hiding things and potentially hurting yourself, self-sabotaging with some type of behavior patterns or addictions that are harmful, instead be like, no, I can be the sweetest kindergarten teacher ever and also curse you out like a truck driver when you piss me off. Do you understand? This and that are both true. So be yourself. Own who you are in all parts, and don't worry about what you think you're supposed to be or supposed to look like. Now, I love the cards. I love the way this happens, because check out what you're getting. Your prayer card is enjoyment, right? Hedonist, joy and pleasure. And now you're getting enjoyment. Striving and pushing makes life into endless hard work. The more you're inviting love to take over, the more enjoyment comes. Allow me to enjoy this life, dear Lord. Stop holding back on the things that really would make you happy. because you're trying to fit somebody else's expectation, or because you're trying to fit whatever this mold is that you think you have to fit into. You are absolutely being told to follow the things that light you up, like follow your own joy, whatever that might be, even if it seems really weird, even if nobody else can relate to it, there you'll find your people. Maybe your people right now aren't your people, okay? Truth be told is your last card, number 14. Truth be told, own who you are, okay? Look at this, the mask, this owl, this is so great. Look at this artwork. This owl is standing on top of this mask. Why a mask? Because we wear masks, guys. As humans, we are told to behave a certain way, look a certain way, speak a certain way. As females or males, it doesn't make a difference. As human beings, our culture determines and trains us as we're children to think a certain way about ourselves. So we all put on our masks. We get up in the morning, I put my makeup on, I put on my clothes, and I go to work, and I am that version of myself. But then I'm also this version. I'm the tarot reading, mystic, spirit junkie version of myself that I can't be at work. Open up the window, let the light in, take the mask off, really let people see into who you truly, truly are. Excuse me. That is totally the message coming through right now. Let people see who you really, really are. Own it. And do not have any sense of shame, because there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. So you are going to shine light, right? Here's that strength coming back. You are going to be standing in the spotlight, shining light on who you really are. You are that ferocious lion, but you're also that gentle lion holding a rose in your mouth, appreciating beauty, right? You are the yin and the yang, the balance of both, okay? So you do not have to be ashamed of what you consider your shadows. You do not have to hide. Instead, you are going to be yourself. You are going to shine light. You are going to take your mask off. You are going to operate with joy. You got joy coming through so hardcore, and you can have all of it. All aspects of who you are who you are, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please hit subscribe and comment below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best. Take care. Okay, pile number 5, here we go. So your strength card was from The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid, and here is your beautiful strength card. Okay, so you can see she's card number 8, and you see this beautiful woman just holding on to this lion, just like petting this lion who's roaring in another direction, right? They are allies. She's leaning on that lion's strength. The light is shining down on both of them. And it's really just about working in tandem and co-creating with spirit, okay? Understanding the strength that you have. That lion represents a strength inside your soul. So we're going to see now what spirit wants you to call on, all right? So your archetype card that's coming up is the scribe. So spirit is saying to you that your strength right now is going to be coming through with writing, okay? A scribe takes notes. A scribe keeps records, writes everything down, really pays attention to the details. And in the end, those notes and those records serve a really important purpose. So spirit is saying that writing matters to you right now. Preserving knowledge and information. This is important. I'm not sure what knowledge you need to be preserving. Whatever you need to be paying attention to, whatever you're in charge of, or whatever you're picking up on and noticing, write it down. We're going to see what else comes up here. Your healing mantra is about discovering happiness. And your mantra says, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. So I don't, this is the idea of tapping into a feeling of contentment and peace, being at peace with everything in your life and who you are in this moment, not putting the pressure on yourself to be anything but. And that really is, about being present. And with this scribe energy, the scribe is about being present. The scribe is about paying attention to the here and now and keeping track of things, and taking it all in. Okay, because there's something happening in the present moment that needs to be preserved. Okay, so you're going to be tapping into the idea of feeling peaceful and feeling content and trusting that everything is exactly as it should be. Oh my gosh, look at this. Your animal spirit card is the lion spirit. Be generous of spirit, number 37. Okay, so you got a lot of lion energy coming through. I feel like maybe some of you that end up watching this will be Leos. But be generous of spirit. And just take a look right now at all the green in your reading, okay? When we put all your cards together so far, and wait till you see that your next one is also green, you have a lot of heart chakra things happening for you, okay? So your strength is coming from being loving. Generosity is loving, it's attentive. It is an awesome giving energy, okay? So this is about really digging deep and keeping track of things that are important, giving of yourself, being of service. I mean, I feel like some of you, maybe you're in the medical field right now. You're the nurses. You're the people that are, healing. You're probably, I kind of feel like I'm getting a healing vibe from this, okay? And trusting that you're where you're supposed to be and that you have what it takes to get through wherever you are, okay? Like, no self-doubt. Your spirit is needed exactly where you're at right now. And you're being told to live your bliss. Another green card coming through. So find your happiness each day. Really just like spread love, be love. Don't wish that things were different. Really just operate from a sense of confidence and self-love, because the energy that you're putting off, guys, all this green energy, this is beautiful energy. This is a loving vibration. Your souls are doing important work right now, okay? So you are tapped into a beautiful energy of strength and courage and love. And while mixed in, by the way, with that scribe archetype, that like Virgo energy to me of like, giving, being, but also like really seeing things from an important perspective, okay? Now you're getting the hardship prayer card. So it says, may I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling and as painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. Again, being content with where you are, trusting you're exactly where you need to be, giving love, being all of, being your best self. Like, you're really going to be lifting people up. You are going to be giving the strength to others that they need right now. I really do have a vibe that you guys are in a moment where you kind of have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, okay? So you're getting the scribe and you're getting the hardship, and you're feeling probably overwhelmed. You're probably feeling a little bit exhausted. I'm definitely getting this, it's a burdening type of a feeling. It's like I got a hard job, okay? But I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to walk in courage and strength, knowing that this is me, all right? Like, look at these two cards right here. You can't fail. You are an amazingly strong spirit. So own who you are and own the fact that while things might be really hard, you're perfectly equipped and capable, and it is you that is needed to do this. Now, number 12, your final card coming up is a change in the wind. Things are going to be shifting. There's going to be a change, so you have to persevere. You have to hang on. You have to just trust that it's like the hardship part, the really hard stuff is not permanent. You are going to get through it by coping and focusing on the love that you have and the stuff that makes you happy. And know that it's just not permanent, okay? And you are like, it's like he's carrying this tower on top of his back. Like that zebra is like trying to balance, right, all of the burden that he has to and head in the direction that he's meant to head in. But things are going to get easier. You're not going to be going against the wind constantly. It's not going to be as difficult to keep moving forward, okay? So remain tapped in to your courage. That is definitely important. And write down and keep track and pay attention to the details. Really just, you're really using your heart and your mind as an awesome team, okay? Because this isn't permanent, but right now there's something going on where you are needed and you have what it takes. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this empowering. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please hit subscribe and feel free to comment down below. I wish you all the best, and I wish you so much strength as you continue on in this moment. God bless. Okay, pile number 6, let's go. So your strength card is from the Spellcaster's Tarot, And it's this beautiful card right here. This deck happens to be a really magical deck. You can see this goddess energy she's blue with red hair. She's riding the lion. She is holding up her wand. This has a lot going on in it. You have all the mountains, but you have this fire in the middle of the water. You see the snakes and the frogs heading over there. This is really about transformation, this particular strength card, okay? Her holding the wand is indicative of working with spirit, understanding that our powers as a soul to co-create with God is very, very important. This lion having that wreath for victory around its neck, and the fact that she's riding the lion, she is really, truly tapped into her inner strength, okay? So we're gonna start with your archetype card that came up. Now, this is that behavior pattern, those thought patterns, those actions that are going to empower you even more right now. And you are getting the monk nun archetype. Okay, and this is about being connected with spirit. This is a true devotion. It says selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So you are being told that your strength is going to come from connecting to the universe, connecting to God. All right. The shadow warning is negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety as if you're better than other people or you're more holy or more worthy. We don't want to go down that road. Okay. And we don't need to judge the physical, right? We need to just be present, because if we're really focusing on spirit, we're surrendering. We're surrendering to the moment. We're trusting that everything is as it should be, even if it's wonky and crazy and overwhelming for us as humans to wrap our heads around where we're at right now. You're being told, don't even focus on that. Your focus should only be on your faith, okay? And that focus is exactly what's going to be important for you to come through this and not, be less stressed, okay, in this moment of your life. Whether this is about what's happening with the world and the coronavirus, or this is a personal thing for you, you're being told that your connection to faith is going to be one of your tools to persevere and come through on the other side. You're getting the healing mantra card for dispelling sadness. It says, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Okay, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So you are really, big time message, focus on spirit, be in prayer, be in a state of meditation, do whatever ritual grounds you and allows you to step back from the chaos of this human life. Step back from the world, shut the news off, shut off everything. Don't scroll through social media. Just go within. Your spirit needs rest, okay? Now, number 26, your animal spirit card is about embracing the in-between. You've got the flamingo spirit. The flamingo represents a transitional moment. And like I just said, this particular strength card, you're the only people that, every pile had a different strength card. This particular strength card does represent transformation. And here you're getting flamingo, the in-between. Be comfortable with the in-between. We are in a transformative moment. It's uncomfortable. All kinds of stuff is going crazy. All kinds of systems that were strong 2 weeks ago have broken down. All of the norms have been put on pause. Everything is weird. So we are in a before and an after moment, but we're not in the before and we're not in the after. We're in the in-between. And in order for you to be able to deal with being in the in-between, Spirit is saying, connect within. Pray, do all the rituals that make you feel better. For me, pulling cards. This is one of my main ways I connect with Spirit besides prayer and meditation. This to me is my communication. It is what lifts me up and strengthens me because the messages empower me. That's what you need to be doing. Whatever it is in your life that really fills you up with that strength and fortitude that there's a higher power at work and we are not in charge of how everything goes. So we're just going to be in faith. We're going to surrender and just be here in this moment and accept that we are in an in-between moment and it is going to be okay. And just, a side note, because the numbers matter, we have the number 26, which reduces to 8, and the strength card, the number 8, and the 8 also is always for me a symbol of co-creating with God, co-creating with the universe, understanding that your action in prayer, your action in terms of intending to work with Spirit is exactly what manifests the physical reality of this life, okay? So be at peace, be in a state of trust, rest your brain, rest your worries. I feel like you probably need to ground because you might be all up here with the worrying and the what ifs and trying to predict the future. And maybe you're somebody that, just lost their job because of all of this. Whatever the worries are that you have going on, you're going to find peace when you're connected to spirit. You are getting the understand your body card. Okay. So understanding how all of that mental energy will drain us, right? And all of the stress and all of the worries, which is why the rest is so needed. You are going to feel better and healthier when you actually just allow your body to do what it's meant to do and allow your spirit to connect with your team. That's going to help you feel better. We have clarity coming through as your prayer card. Okay, it's such a beautiful card. Again, another green card, right? We want to feel peace in your heart. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. Holy intuition, tapping in for clarity to your holy intuition, right? So it's loud and clear. You must connect with your guides, with your angel team. Be at peace, give your body the rest that it needs, give your brain the rest that it needs. It's going to get more clear. Things are going to make sense, or maybe not make sense, but not always be this chaotic, okay? And now you're ending up with the number 7 card, to the sea. To the sea. So, where are you headed, okay? We're all being brought somewhere. We're all, like I said, this in-between, embrace the in-between. It's almost like, the flamingo's coming through saying, yes, you are in an in-between moment. And then this is coming through with, yeah, it's like being on a boat in foggy water and you can't see your destination. You're just floating along, right? Well, guess what? That water, that tide, that current is controlled by spirit. Just sit back and rest along the ride. That is absolutely this message here. Just let this take you where it needs to take you. Spirit knows best. We're always loved and protected, even when the earth tells us otherwise, even when this life tells us otherwise. Spirit trumps everything, okay? So trust where you're at. Try not to lose yourself to worry and anxiety. Rest your mind, pray, do all of the rituals that make you feel better. Maybe you're going to hold some crystals. I tend to, this is my rose quartz pendulum. I don't use her really as a pendulum. I just hold her. I love her. Notice, she's feminine. I just hold her in my hand. I hold her when I talk. I hold her when I do readings. I have her nearby all the time. And most certainly if I feel anxiety creeping up, I hold on to her because she just calms me. She helps my energy just flow downward, right? Because when we're all up here with worries, it's chaos up here and we want to be down. We want to be grounded. Okay. So that's your message. So your strength is going to come from your connection to God and your spirit guides right now. So that's where your focus needs to be. Just accept that you're in a moment of chaos. Chaos reworks and reconfigures our lives. And for each one of us, it ends up a little different. But understand that the chaos always brings more growth and it brings more spiritual advancement and it brings exactly what our souls need. Okay? So you have to trust that. And everything is going to eventually end and you will have clarity and you are going to feel better. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best. Please hit subscribe if you don't already subscribe to my channel and feel free to comment below. And thank you so much. And, take care. God bless.